I played so much better today. My self-esteem is restored. My ego is at an all-time high. I'm doing fantastic. So, okay, I started the day by labbing out that forward throw conversion a bit more. It was a lot easier now that I had sleep in me, which, by the way, that's a really cool thing about muscle memory. If you're struggling with something, going to sleep and then trying it in the morning genuinely does help a lot. I don't know, sleep is magic. But I was hitting it a lot more consistently this time. The main things that I had to work on were this jumping S1. You have to do that really quickly and then tag over. And then you have to delay the rocket at the end for as long as you possibly can. I also learned a Jinx mid-screen throw conversion, which is really, really good, but not as good as Ekko's one, since you're not really going to be throwing with Jinx mid-screen as much as Ekko would. But still, you know, it's good to have in the back pocket. And then I played a bunch of games just fishing for throws. Like, that was basically all I did, was just run around and then grab them and try and hit the combo. And this worked really well. I managed to hit it a bunch in matches, which I was super, super pleased about. This is definitely the hardest combo that I've learned so far. And so the fact that I was hitting it after a day of practicing, it made me feel so happy. And while I wasn't hitting it 100% of the time, I was hitting it enough times to where I felt like I could move on to something else. So as I was mentioning yesterday, I felt like it was time to optimize my B&Bs. But then I went into training mode and I tried them, and they weren't that hard. That wasn't the thing that I was worried about. It's just they didn't deal that much more damage than my basic ABC launcher, ABC special, like that kind of thing. And if the baby combo is only doing like 50 less damage than the optimized combo, there are probably more important things that I could be working on right now. Specifically, I need to get consistent at shooting the rocket really, really low to the ground. I keep messing that up, and then that just leads to me jumping and then landing with nothing, and then I just get pulled up on and fucking die. So I'm definitely going to spend a bunch of training mode just doing that over and over again. It's going to be so boring, but it'll be worth it. And then to round out the day, Sendo Savage Crew, which is a local oceanic fighting game community, invited me onto their stream to play an exhibition match against my boy, Alistair BL. And I played so much better in those matches than I did yesterday. It felt nice to be able to properly play in a high stakes environment. I wasn't nearly as nervous, partially because it wasn't in bracket and partially because I was playing against my friend, and it really showed in my gameplay. I did mess up a lot of confirms, like specifically the throw into jump S2 in the corner. I messed that up like every time, but other than that, I was playing pretty good. I did take some notes though on the VODs, so I'll read these out to you. I was still jumping too much, but I was better about it. Yeah, so yesterday in bracket, I was jumping like all the time and I was getting anti-aired a bunch. I was still getting anti-aired here, and I still need to iron out neutral that's not just jumping around, but it was better. I adapted better. I got much better at teching. That's just me gassing myself up, I guess. Alistair has like specific sequences that he does, and I got good at recognizing those and taking that, so that felt really nice. I got to get better at anti-airing. I struggle to bat people out of the air. Yeah, I don't really know how to go about that, because like with Ekko and Jinx, you've got your 2H, but that's like relatively small and they don't have the biggest buttons in the air, so I'll have to do some labbing and see what I come up with for anti-airs. Getting out of the corner is a struggle. Yeah, I noticed that every time I was in the corner, I just kind of like waited for them to mess up and then jumped out. It was always jumped out, or that was kind of it. I just jumped out. But in the future, I can do stuff like call Ekko assist, or like push block into beam super into tag, or there's other options that I have available that aren't just jumping, and I need to take full advantage of those. I'm a passive motherfucker. I let people run me down. This is true. I play very passive and very scared, and I just kind of like hold back a lot, and Alistair was definitely capitalizing on that with throws. I'm dropping throw into jump 2S2 expeditiously. I know, that was really annoying. And then lastly, when I burst or push block, I should throw something before tagging. Yeah, so a lot of the time I would burst and then push block and then just immediately tag into my other character and run in and start zoning. But both Ekko and Jinx have stuff that they can set up, and it's really not that punishable if you just like, just before you tag, you set something up and then you tag so that there's something on the screen to cover you while you either run in or set stuff up. This game's just really fun. There is so much room for optimization and experimentation and creativity, and just, I was watching my VODs and there were so many moments where I was like, oh, okay, but there I could have done this, or I could have rooted into here, or oh, if I had done this, it would have killed. There's so much to improve on, and it's intoxicating. And I'm gonna have to improve quickly, because at the end of this week, there might be an online bracket with prizes at stake, which is uncommon in OCE to say the least. And then on Saturday after that, I've got my first local in the game, which is incredibly, incredibly exciting. It just feels so good to be competing and improving and thinking about what I'm doing and getting better day. Oh, it's so satisfying. This is so much fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good luck surviving through the maintenance. I'll be asleep. New Zealand privilege. Okay.